Hello everyone, welcome back to my jbird. And this is game 17 of Battle of the Boxes. I'm in white, and this is called jbird, Night Corner Table, High-End jbird, to bot 2300. And let's get down to this, and I did use the arrows in analysis, but I pick and choose the arrows, and the opening's all mine, and let's see where I started to use the arrows. And let's get this going. E3, F6, D3, E5, H3, D5, E2, C6, into the jbird D2, C5, A3, A5, and there's your full blown up jbird since 1977. And let's continue on. This is what I created in 1977, and and uh, and it's been with me ever since then. But I didn't have played a lot of games, maybe 100 games back then with jbird, and not until maybe a couple games in between, and up to 2010 I got heavy in it, but only for about a year, and I got back out of it, and I'm back into it, and you know and we see what happens. We keep going on. Okay, after A5, F3, E4. Now I didn't listen to no arrows. I created this opening here. We're going to continue on, and you've probably seen this in my blitz games. After E4, H2, and there it is, Night Corner Table. If you look at this, there's the stand, there's the knight, and the table's, corner table on the corners like rounded like this. So this is what we're calling this. Okay, after H2, D4, and I actually seen some of this in my blitz games. Let's see what happens. And after D4, now maybe I had to listen to the arrows after this. Let's see what happens. This was all me right now, the way this is. After D4, he said D4 takes. Now there was all kinds of arrows going all kinds of ways here, but this is what we took. D4 takes, D4 takes, C3, D3 takes, D3 takes, E7 check, E3 into the high-end jbird. Instead of it being here, now the jbird's up here, which I picked up along the way, and I learned myself what to do. But like I said, we listen to the arrows, and I could probably end up doing this myself one day, long as provided I do this enough times. But this was tough. Some of these bots are, some days are easy and some days are just tough all the way, and then it's like, this is unreal. After E3, F5, F5 takes, F5 takes, F3. I mean, this is no simple game here. After F3, E3 takes, castle. See, why you say, well, you don't take it, no, you're getting out of trouble, number one. And number two, you can't get too greedy with your pieces. And now, why you say, I know what's going to happen. He's going to castle. Why don't get out? Because he's going to pin himself, possibly. And let's see. After castle, he goes C2, E1. Now he has to unpin, get out of there. E3 takes, C5, E1, B8, G4, takes G4, takes G4, G8, E7. I pick and choose my arrows. After E7, F5, G3, D6, takes D6, D6 takes, B5, and it still kind of reminds me of blitz games. You got to defend, you got to find best moves, and, same thing, and you do it in the 3 minutes blitz, it gets tough. It's really hard. Sometimes you burn up all your time just to see a couple good moves, After B5, D2, C7 takes, D3, B4, takes B4, takes B4, B2, A1, trying to go for the mate right here. Well, if he moved here, no, he still couldn't, trying to go for a mate. After A1, B1, takes B1, takes B1, E6, A2, takes G7, D5, F3, F4, and I could see like this. This is defendant. You could take a pawn. He can't do nothing. You're on a black square. He's got a white bishop. You got to start thinking like that. There's only two other, the two pieces that can get you. The king's no anywhere by. After F4, F2, C8, H5, C4, F6, C6, and see, that's the thing. You just, when he don't have no knight, and he has whatever color bishop, you got to just be careful. You stay on the right squares and don't get caught. After C6, H7, B4, G5, B5, H4, B2, E2, and I pick and choose. After E2, E2 takes. This is winning here. There's no doubt about it. After E2, he goes B4, D2, D7, H5, and now I'm going to push this pawn. After H5, C8, H6, G4, take. It's like a total surrender now. After takes G4, D7, H7, D6, H8 queen, D5, F3, C5, D4 check, C6, F4. I didn't listen to the arrows and try to, I'm doing it the simple way. I'm actually pushing this pawn up. It was trying to tell me to go and just chase it down and try for the mate without it. No, I'm keeping it simple. After F4, B5, G5, B3, C3, B2, C2. I chose this. I could have took it, but I didn't. I just walked down. C2, A5, B2 takes, A6, over B4, close him off, A7, G6, A6, G7, A7, Queen G8, A6, and that's mate, A8. Let's go back over this real quick. And like I said, I know it's only 2,300, and these games get tight. Into the jbird and knight corner table, and I listen to the arrows here, and it looks similar to some of my blitz games. I get involved in this, and it's actually similar to some of those blitz games. Maybe with a little less accuracy, but I'm about 2 mistakes and a blunder, or 3 or 4 mistakes away from playing perfect games. But before I can actually, I just got trouble with some of the stuff. And then sometimes I see it afterwards. I go back and look at it. Oh, that's right. I could have moved here. Why didn't, it's allowing to see. If you can see it, it's, how to use the pieces and how it goes. It's just whether you're allowed to see it or not. The game goes on, and there it is. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We're going to have some more Battle of the Boxes.